Catherine Hakim's theory is rather simplistic in assuming that women, and all women, can actually make a choice. Abbott and Wallace criticise Hakim's theory as they believe it ignores the way that structural constraints limit and shape choices. So, for example, the working class women may suffer more structural constraints than middle class and upper class women, and therefore may be less able to make a choice. Hakim also ignores the fact that policies such as maternity leave and child benefit assume that the role of the woman is to take time off work and look after the children, and this further affects the choices of women. Weber's theory of stratification can also be applied to the position of women. So remember when we looked at class, we argued that Weber's theory wasn't actually a theory of class, it was a theory of stratification because it took on board three things: the market situation, party, and status. And Weber's theory of stratification actually includes women because we can argue that women are a particular status group. They are given less social honour in society. We can also argue that the market situation of women is lower from a Weberian viewpoint. They have less access to life chances such as salary increments, pension, holiday pay. In part, this is due to occupational skill, but Weber's theory on its own wouldn't explain why the market situation of women is so low. So Weberian feminists are able to close that gap. The idea of social closure can also be applied. So you've come across the term glass ceiling numerous times during the course. And this is really a Weberian concept because it's the idea that women can see the top jobs, but they're unable to get there because men, instead of the middle classes or the upper classes, operate a system of social closure to keep women out. Barron and Norris can be classed as Weberian feminism or Weberian feminists, although they do not officially call themselves that. They use Weberian concepts such as primary labour market and secondary labour market to explain women's position. So remember we looked at that when we examined Giddens' view of class. And the reason why primary labour market and secondary labour market is classed as a Weberian concept is because it relates to the market situation. So those jobs in the primary labour market are often highly paid, secure, highly skilled, and offer such things such as promotion prospects and salary increments, whereas jobs in the secondary labour market are often flexible, low skilled, low paid, unsecure, and offer little in terms of life chances. Barron and Norris believe that women are more likely to have jobs in the secondary labour market, and as such, their work is characterised by low paid jobs with less job security, inferior working conditions, and few opportunities for promotions. Whereas men are more likely to have jobs in the primary labour market, which is characterised by high pay, job security, good working conditions, and favourable promotional prospects. Women are seen to be suited to jobs in the secondary labour market because they're seen as easy to replace, as having less interest in gaining additional skills, and as less concerned than men with the size of their wage packets. The relatively low status of women in society and their tendency not to belong to trade unions also weakens their position further. It is difficult for them to get a foothold in primary sector recruitment. Once recruited to the secondary labour market, women are likely to remain captives within it for the rest of their working lives. They're unable to get out of the secondary labour market and progress to the primary labour market. What is important about this theory is that the dual labour market theory is not saying, like functionalism, that women aren't committed to the work, but they are seen to be suited to lower paid work. They are seen to have less interest in gaining additional skills. So it's inferring that there's some sort of glass ceiling or discrimination that is stopping women from getting jobs in the primary labour market. However, as usual, this theory has been criticised as being far too simplistic. Many women have jobs in the primary sector, but not in industry. So, for example, nurses, teachers and social workers. So the dual labour market theory does not explain the position of women outside the manufacturing industry. The theory cannot explain why women gain promotion less than men, even when they are doing the same jobs.